Even though there's no stretch to them, they're still very nimble. Like you can squat in these, you can move around, you can run. Vertx tactical pants. I've worn these things a lot. You can kind of see around the pockets how it's starting to fray a little bit. It's ripstop, as you can kind of tell just by looking at the material there. It looks like a very technical, tactical kind of makeup. Cargo pants or cargo pockets on the sides. Each cargo pocket has another internal pocket. You can see the lip right there, which is about 4 fingers wide. When you're dropping things into these pockets, a lot of the time they'll go into that smaller pocket, like pretty naturally. Pocket here, whatever you like, 2 fingers wide. It does not have like mag pockets around the back or anything like that a lot of tactical pants and jeans might have. Back pockets are nothing special. These pretty much fell apart on me. You can kind of see my shoddy stitch work. I stitched both pockets by hand back together. I mean, I wore this all year round, regardless of the season. I would usually just layer something underneath it if I needed a little bit more warmth in the winter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 belt loop design. Belt loops are wider than you typically see on jeans and such. Bar tacked pockets, which is ironic because like at the top, there's really no issue with this coming apart. And you could attribute that to the bar tacking. But at the bottom, where it just starts splitting, it's because I would put something in there, you know, something like my phone. And if you squat or bend over, it applies pressure. And that pressure over time just started ripping the stitching. Not the material necessarily, just the stitching. Although there is some of the material starting to fray. And you can say, you know, that's kind of on you for putting your phone in your back pockets like that and bending over, but not really, because I've literally never had any kind of pants start to fall apart by doing something like that. I have used these, I guess, for maybe a couple of years. Even more kind of holes at the bottom. I mean, I don't think the rip is really stopping. I also patched it up right here on the seam because the seams are so weak on these things. The stitching on these Vertx pants is the weakest thing about them, and that's why they started falling apart, is because the stitching. The material, this kind of ripstop poly cotton blend, is actually very good. Very good material, very light. It used to be a lot more stiff and like hardy feeling, but I've used these so much at this point that they feel very comfy. Brass looking Vertx button there. That looks really good. But yeah, these are a size, what are these? Yeah, so size 31 by 32. 65% polyester, 35% cotton. These are a black color, although there's like some kind of purplish hues around like the fraying areas. The frayed areas start to kind of change. It's interesting. So in total, the amount of pockets it has are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pockets. This is a hidden one right here with a zipper. The hidden zippered pocket's fairly large. I mean, my whole hand is in there up to the wrist. Pretty nice to hide or store things inside of. You know, interestingly, these were like my favorite pants, but I'm not sure if I would buy them again just because the durability is not there. And I understand like using these like day in and day out for 2 years, it's understandable. A lot of garments would be worn out at that point, but I don't know, like there are things I've used so much, especially like jeans, and they're still going. There might be like little holes and small tears in them, but not in a functional way like with this one where the back pockets just started ripping off and I had to take time to sew it in by hand, which takes a lot of time. And I don't really mind doing that stuff. It's just, it just happens so often with these. It's not really worth buying them again, but I do still enjoy them and I will continue wearing them. And oh my God, look at this. I mean, look at, I forgot I even repaired this part here. And then I have those tears there. And this, you know, there's still some life left, but the material in these things is pretty nice. I do like them. They're lightweight. You don't really notice them too much. They have the articulated knee, so they curve, kind of like nice leather jackets that might have that as well. You can see like this pleating here on some jackets, not just leather, but on some jackets they have that kind of pleating for the elbows, and it looks really good. The material ages well, you know, despite the stitching and the seams being kind of crap. They are low profile seams, fairly thin, hard to see. Well, I mean, they're not hard to see, but they're not as thick as like on jeans or something. Fairly nice looking material, even after a couple of years. These have been through wash after wash, dry after dry in the dryer. And no, I do not believe for even a moment that washing and drying these things in the washer and dryer is what's destroying them. It just makes no sense. That's not how it works. It's the seams, it's the stitching just being weaker than the material itself. I pretty much always wear them with my Danner Stalwart boots in all leather. They made these with a lot of nylon as well, a different version. Amazing boots. I guess a good example of similar kind of tech material that holds up is military BDUs or ACUs, whatever they were called, or whatever they are called. When I wore them, I had like 2 pairs, right, that you would swap between, and they lasted, like both pairs really lasted like 4 years. Although I had more than 2 pairs, but still, like they didn't really develop any kind of issues. They did sun fade, which is a thing that happens, but I mean, I guess that's one thing I can commend this material for, is it's still like a fairly deep dark black, and I've been outside with these things a lot. You can see like gray coming through on the camera, because if you want to see UV damage, check out my Caterpillar cat brand fleece lined canvas work pants video. In that one, those are black canvas pants, and they're so ugly because of the UV fading, not because of the pants themselves, but the material just looking ugly after being in the sun. That is a true mark of fabric, in my opinion. I mean, look at this. You can see like this internal pocket coming through in this cargo pocket. It's an extra pocket in there that I mentioned. They do age. I mean, you know, they don't fade like jeans would, but they stay looking good. If anything, they look better than they do new. It's just the durability is just barely not there. It's just a little bit more durability, and these would be perfect. Same thing with like the rise, front rise, back rise. Length is good. Good amount of room in the thighs. These are pretty much retired. Vertx. Decent, but not quite there.